Hi, this is Jane at Green Side Up, and it's a beautiful summer day out. Today we're going to talk about deadheading. That means taking dead flowers off of your plants. I'm sure that you've planted your garden in the spring, everything is looking beautiful, it's been blooming, and now those first blooms are starting to fade and they're looking ugly. Because you want to be the best garden in town, you don't want ugly flowers sitting out there. Plus, it is much better and healthier for your plants if you take off the dead flowers. It encourages new flowers, which is the whole idea of having flowers anyway. We're going to start today with a rose bush. So I've already showed you kind of the ugly stuff on here. We're going to do a little bit of deadheading. What is going to happen is it will encourage new blossoms. Roses will bloom for a long, long period through the summer. On this particular branch, as you can see, there is still a bud. So all I'm going to do on this one is to snip off the two dead ones, the two spent ones that are next to it. On this particular branch, as you see, there are two new buds. So all I'm going to do is snip off this one that is dead. On this branch right here, it looks like someone has already snipped off one there. These are both icky. I'm going to go down all the way to where it starts branching up and snip it right there. That's going to clean up that whole area. By doing this, you're pruning your plant back a little bit. You're keeping it in shape. You're getting rid of anything that's not looking good. It's a good way also if you notice that there are, if you're noticing maybe any leaves that have gotten, I don't know, eaten. It's a way just to clean it up. This particular plant is called a Little Princess Spirea. It's just a little, it's never going to get real big. These are what the plant's flowers are supposed to look like. They're very pretty. But as you notice on this plant, there's just a few of the pink ones and a whole lot of stuff that is done blooming. So what I'm going to do on this plant is to snip off some of these that are all done blooming. And I'm just going to kind of go in there and snip them off indiscriminately, just like this. What it will do, again, it will help to encourage more flowers, but it cleans it up so it just makes the whole plant look nicer. And without doing all of it, but you'll notice on this part that is all done, it just looks cleaner. It's going to look nicer in your garden. This plant is a perennial phlox. Now, as you see, there are very few flowers left. As I'm snipping this, I could try to salvage them, but I think what I'm going to do instead is just level the whole thing off and let the whole thing flush out again. So when you're doing a big job like that, you literally can kind of take it like a ponytail and just do a great big snip. When I started this job and I had to do this, oh my gosh, it hurt my feelings so bad to take off all those flowers. And then I learned that by doing it, it helps the plant, and then it didn't make me feel so bad anymore. There. Now, within just a few days, this will start to flush out, and I'll have a whole new set of flowers coming on it. Okay, so we've talked about cleaning up your roses, your shrubs, your perennials. You can do the same thing with your annuals. This is a petunia basket, and it is, well, it's pretty ugly. Drastic times call for drastic measures. So what I'm going to do with this petunia basket is pretty much what I did with that other one. I am just going to do a great big cut on it, the whole thing. Does it hurt my feelings? Nope. With something like a petunia, it will take about a week to 10 days for it to start to flush out again. It means to start to bloom again. By cutting branches like this, see, like this will start to gain new growth. And so what you're actually doing on your petunia is you're promoting new green back here at the base. You know how sometimes petunias get long and leggy and you have this great big long arm that's sticking out like this and your flowers here and there's not a leaf along here? You're now going to bring this branching back, so now you're going to have your flowers right next to where your green is. When you are doing trimming back like this, it's also a good time to probably put a little fertilizer into your plants, see if there's anything else that they need. It is important to know the difference between pruning and deadheading. Deadheading is pretty much just taking off the flowers, or in a case like this petunia, you're taking it a little further, you're pruning it a little bit. Pruning though, for instance, say like a flower that blooms in the spring, a plant that blooms in the spring, say like a forsythia. If you're going to do something like that, if you're going to prune it back, you need to do it right away early in the spring, right after it's done blooming, because otherwise you're cutting off the flowers for next year. If you have questions about when to prune something, how to prune something, feel free to come in and ask us. We'll be glad to help you, to instruct you, and to, well, show you the way to go to keep your garden looking great. This is Jane at Green Side Up saying happy deadheading.